Welcome to the bold analysis. Today, there is a very important and very politically significant meeting that happened in the coast. And this is the meeting that has touted as Coast Leadership Meeting. And it has brought together politicians that have been reading from different political scripts. And today, I want us to look at the details of that meeting. It was held in a Mombasa hotel. I've tried to look at different social media pages of different leaders, but there is no communication from those who have been there. That meeting brought together CS Aisha Jumwa, Salim Vuria, who is now a CS also, Ruto's cabinet, respective governors Abdul Somad Sharif, Kwale, Fatuma Chani, Kilifi, Mungaro, Tana River, Medha, Dano Godana, Lamu, Taita Taveta, and the former Mombasa governor Ali Hassan Joho. So attendance of Ali Hassan Joho was including other leaders. Of course, it brought together leaders from across the political divide, but that was the first political appearance of that Joho was making, caucusing with other leaders. And I will show you, this is the video of Amason Kingi. And one of the reports why that meeting has been a significant meeting is one of the people that convened that meeting was Amason Kingi, the Speaker of the National Assembly. I can see leadership both from ODM and UDA, and the other sectors, even EALA, all of them were there. So it was actually convened under the leadership of Amason Kingi, Aisha Jumwa, Mvuria, and the other governors. Number two, according to some intel that I've also received, is that this meeting was mobilized urgently. And we're going to look at what it was all about, is that they sent the dispatch, and a WhatsApp group was actually created, and it was convened very urgent, as if there was something that was very urgent to be discussed. I just want to show you what, apart from the attendance, what Mohamed Gichopevu has shared. He has said, most importantly, we discussed matters of all the three ports in the coast, Mombasa Port, Lamu Port, Shimoni Port, and agreed to work together to safeguard and protect the interests of the people of the coastal region. We may differ in opinions, but we are united in our conviction towards serving our people of the coast, so that we and the generations to come may realize the power of unity and purpose in achieving our coastal development goals. As leaders, may when we stand side by side, we can forge a path where our people's dreams may not collide. So, you will realize that there are many things that could have been discussed. I don't want to believe that all those leaders converged only to speak about the port. But interestingly, Mohamed Gichopevu is one of the leaders that has revealed what was likely discussed in that meeting, has picked one to be about the ports. Now, the ports is a bit predictable, because as we speak now, the coastal region, the governor of Mombasa, has been so vocal, insisting that he will not allow the port to be privatized or even to be sold to some individuals. So that point has been emerging. And I remember Mohamed Gichopevu colliding with the ODM team, and of course he was trying to defend the government, even though not much of the zeal and the passion that was seen earlier, but he was actually defending the government. So This meeting is politically significant. Number one, it was bringing together all the leaders, and it was convened by the leadership of the leadership of government, which was the speaker and the other CSs that were there. And then thirdly is it was also bringing together political heavyweight in the coast, that is Amason, that is Hassan Joho. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think is the political objective of that meeting? And I will not think outside the box. I just want to remain within the box. Sometimes you don't go outside the box. You just need to remain within the box. I am seeing a possibility here that the leaders are trying to converge, or there is an effort by the coastal region leaders around State House, around William Ruto, that wants to converge to have a huge bargaining power. And people will start asking on shareholding. In fact, it is a meeting of introspecting about shareholding. Do we have a share? What is our share in this government? I can tell you for sure. There is a high possibility. And what you then realize is probably from this meeting, a political development will emerge. Because you see, I remember when President went to the coast, went to Nyanza, William Ruto waived some 116 billion, pending bills that was being paid, that had really affected those sugar companies. And Mount Kenya has also gotten some package. They've gotten some billing on the coffee. And so that question has been emerging. And now, one of the political discussions that is going on in this country is, are we shareholders? So this meeting is interrogating the question of shareholding. Number two, I am seeing what is wrapped as a unity agenda of the coast as a political scheme that is a political net that is being created to harvest political heavyweights like Hassan Joho. Is it urgent? Because let me tell you, I told you this, and this is, I have confirmed this from some few individuals around who are members of this channel who are telling me that because they were organizing the flights and make sure that they had to go even if you were in Nairobi. And the president today was coming and was to launch universal healthcare bills supposed to sign. And that event was even supposed to be attended by Amason Kingi and some other leaders, even the CS, even Aisha Jumwa. And so he's not in the picture. So this meeting is not, there is no urgency on the unity. I want us to get it. The urgency on the unity is not something that is just coincidence. If someone wanted to bring unity, then it will start initially from the word go. And what's happening here? There is a political scheme, and it can degenerate into a political outfit, a political movement, or a bit of a political house vehicle that can bring the region together, but with the key ambition, or rather the key plan of harvesting political heavyweights like Hassan Joho. This vehicle, or rather this house, is being built so that it can accommodate the fellows. And the next stop, you'll realize that maybe you'll be told that we are securing a meeting with the president in State House, and you want to take some of you. And then those who will be targeted are mostly the ODM heavyweights, especially Hassan Joho. In fact, if you ask me, I'll tell you, one of the key factors, key figures being targeted by that scheme is Hassan Joho. Then the third objective I want to see from there, I said I'm not going outside the box, is the issue of the port. The leaders are realizing that the more they tend to support the privatization of the ports, they are widening their gap with the voters. In fact, I can tell you, Mohamed Jichopevu and the team are just conflicted. The media team are just conflicted, but you've realized Hassan Omar have not been into that. And even Amason Kingi did not defend. So they found themselves between a rock and a hard place, because if you defend that port, you are supporting government because you need to support government position. But in real sense, you are falling out with the voters. So here is another strategy so that they can have a larger bargain. And then you realize if they want to post the port, they might even organize and elect leadership, and most of that leadership to come from the anti-government team, maybe the ODM team, the other parties, so that they will actually have one voice when going against the issue of the port. And just like Western MPs came together to oppose privatization of the sugar industries, I see a possibility that this meeting is also being crafted, and it might come up with a resolution to oppose privatization of the ports. Now, one of the most contentions about the issue of the port is, despite the fact that the port is located in Mombasa, there was an attempt by Mombasa County to scoop a 3% levy tax from the port, and the government refused, with the Attorney General saying that the KPA is a national government infrastructure and the county doesn't have anything to do with it. Unlike that, in Narok, despite the fact that Masai Mara Game Reserve is a national treasure, but the Narok County received some cash. So these are some of the things that I'm seeing on table that can come. Lastly, Amason Kingi is trying to, I could still see Amason Kingi picture. Remember, Amason Kingi is the Speaker of the Senate. And if you look at the number of votes that he brought in the table, they do not translate to that position. The people that brought more votes than Amason Kingi, but they were given. And so I see a possibility that Amason Kingi is trying to build a political force so that they will bargain come in the next election. And maybe what William Ruto have said is, William Ruto has, it's part of the strategy that Western to caucus, they've been given the Secretary General to caucus, Central to caucus around the Gachagua, and also Amason Kingi have also been tasked with the responsibility of consolidating the coast. So it's part of political mobilization, and the anchor is Amason Kingi, so that you will have a higher bargain. But on this, I can tell you, it's going to be, there have been so much attempts. This is not the first meeting that have been going on. So keep it here. We are waiting to see how the leaders are going to react. The more they are going to speak about it, as by the time I was shooting this video, no single photo, Hassan Joho, not Amason Kingi, not Jumwa, other leaders had not shared. The only photos that had been shared were actually shared by Mohamed Jichopevu. Those are the photos that I've shared with you in this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Let's meet in the next.